Well, tomorrow is going to be another game of football. Manchester United gets back into action as they prepare to get back to winning ways, because you know very well that last weekend, on Monday this week, United lost to Everton by 1-0. And what went ahead to obviously shock everyone was that United were having an excess of a player, as Everton went ahead to get a red card of Idrissa Gana Gueye into that first half that was played at Old Trafford. And that was the hugest shocker. And the manager of Manchester United was really worried that they might get back to those worrying times that they were all about in there. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys? Are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And how do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing the notification bell, that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful channel. Now we get into the head-to-head stats in here for you, and they read as follows. Crystal Palace Premier League table, they are 5th. Manchester United Premier League table, they are 10th. And remember, we missed out on a chance of really coming 4th if we had gone ahead to beat Everton by 2-3 0. Crystal Palace has gathered 20 points. Manchester United has gathered 18. It shows you that there is a very slight difference, in points, as it's only 2 in there. Crystal Palace has scored 16 goals. Manchester United has scored 19. Crystal Palace has conceded 9 goals and Manchester United has conceded 19. So it shows you that United is a high goal conceding side, and Crystal Palace really has an edge of really being one of those teams that have gone ahead to concede less, because they're in the same ilk with the club known as Arsenal, as Arsenal has gone ahead to concede only 6 goals this season. So Palace has conceded 3 more than Arsenal. Palace has had 107 shots, and a side known as Arsenal has had 138 shots. Palace, out of the 107 shots, 53 of those have been on target, 54 of those have been off target. For the side of Manchester United, out of the 138 shots, 62 have been on target, 76 have been off target. 38 shots at the goal of 38 shots have been blocked by Crystal Palace, and 45 for Man United have been blocked by the teams they've gone ahead to obviously face. Crystal Palace has a passing accuracy of 77.55%, and Man United is having a passing accuracy of 81.43%, meaning that United are really having an edge in the passing accuracy in there for you. But if it doesn't really yield the results, then it ceases to make sense, right? Then points dropped from winning positions for the side of Crystal Palace, they've dropped 5, and Man United have dropped 6. In the Premier League, Crystal Palace beat Wolverhampton Wanderers by 2-0. They're playing away, and Man United lost to Everton 1-0. But in the midweek, as they are playing the UEFA Conference League, that is Crystal Palace, they obviously had to beat Strasbourg by 2-1 in there for you. And the recent run of Man United hasn't been really beautiful a lot, because in the past 3 games, they haven't gone ahead to win any, and out of the possible 9 points, they've gone ahead to collect 2. Brighton was the last time that United went ahead to obviously get a win. They beat Brighton by 4-2. And for Crystal Palace, they've been winning. They beat Brentford 2-1. They drew with Brighton 0-0, and they beat Wolverhampton Wanderers over the weekend by 2-0 in there for you. So that is all about the head-to-head. Games played between Man United and Crystal Palace. They are 55. Crystal Palace has won 12. United has won 32. Draws are 11 in there for you. So the last meetings between Manchester United and Crystal Palace haven't been a joy to watch for the fans of Manchester United, as Manchester United on the 2nd of February, we lost to Crystal Palace 2-0. That was last season at Old Trafford. 21st September, 2024, Man United drew with Crystal Palace 0-0. Erik ten Hag was still in charge, and Crystal Palace beat us on the 6th of May 2024, 4-0. So Palace, in the recent 3 fixtures, they've gone ahead to win 2 and they've drawn 1. United has lost 2 and they've drawn 1. It gives them a tentative edge over a club known as Manchester United. Not so? So that is it for you. We go to the injuries for the club of Manchester United. Harry Maguire, Benjamin Sesko, and Matthias Cunha. All those are out of this fixture. That is it. Don't expect them to come up and obviously put in a very huge shift in there for you. For the side of Crystal Palace, Caleb Proha is having a back injury. Bona Sosa is having a knock. Cheick Doucouré is having an injury. Chadi Reid is having an injury, and Rios Cardenas is having an adductor injury, and all those are really out of contention in there for you. But United last played on Monday. Crystal Palace last went ahead to play their game of football on the Thursday of this week. So recovery-wise, United is in better shape. But can they produce one of the best performances that you'll ever want ahead to get in there? All that and more into the comment section below. So we leave it at that, and let's get into the probable starting 11 for the club of Manchester United in there for you. So Manchester United is going to be playing a system of it's a 3-4-2-1 system. That's what Manchester United is obviously going to be playing with. And we obviously have the pitch, and let's plot how these players will be really put on. Seny Lamens comes in through to be the one in between the stitches for the club of Manchester United as they take on his side known as Crystal Palace. That is tomorrow. Hard game for the club of Manchester United. Guys, I tell you, it's really going to be a hard one for the club of Manchester United, and you know why. When we go to the back three, Lenny Yoro will be played on the right side of the 3-man central defense, and he's looking good for the club of Manchester United. Left side of the 3-man central defense, it's really going to be Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez is really training with the first team, but I don't think he has gone ahead to match the credentials to obviously get into the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United in there for you. And when you look at the squad of Manchester United that came in at Old Trafford to really host a side known as Everton, Lisandro Martinez made it to the bench, and we never know whether he's really ready. But I tell you what, he's one of those that we need to come in through at the club of Manchester United to unlock this side in there for you. At the center of the 3-man central defense, Matthias de Ligt. He's that player that has literally played every minute for Manchester United in the Premier League, and he's really proving the world wrong that he's one of the best centre-backs. At the age of 18, he was rated as one of those, but his choices to the teams he went in through, I think, really went ahead to affect him. Juventus, Bayern Munich, with an astronomical fee that was paid for his transfer, I think it affected him in there hugely. That is Matthias de Ligt for you. But I think the best performance is going to obviously showcase are when he has been at Manchester United, and we obviously want to see to it that he continues putting in those huge performances as a player for the club of Manchester United in there for you. Now, we go to the right wing back. I think it's going to be Mazarawi. Mazarawi is obviously going to be coming in through to put in a very huge shift onto that side, as we know that we need to obviously be a little bit defensive, compact in nature, and obviously having players who are really good 1v1s, because Crystal Palace, if you've seen them play, that's what they thrive in. 1v1s, counter-attacks, they are really deadly in that. Left wing back, I think this Patrick Dogu came in through and really never really looked good, and I think the manager will obviously have a Diego Dallo playing to that position. And I've already told you that we need to wait for that moment when Lisandro Martinez gets introduced into the team of Manchester United, as it will mean that the manager will obviously have a lot to do in one, thinking of Luke Shaw being played as a left wing back. He'll do a lot in there for you. And for Luke Shaw, he hasn't obviously gone ahead, get injured. And most people think it's because he wants to be part of the England national team to play in the World Cup in there for you. And we go to the double pivot. It's obviously Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes coming to play into that double pivot. And I have issues. I don't know whether I really watch football differently, but people are really hating Casemiro. But I feel like we are still porous. Because even when a team had a man down, Drosselbury Hall came in through and obviously penetrated us through that central axis and went ahead to obviously score a goal. Our midfield was really all that empty. So I think we need to do the needful and really get in a midfielder in January. If anything is to happen in our favor, to go back to the Champions League or really be in contention for the title, I tell you what, we need a midfielder to obviously strengthen in there for you. And very many midfield links have been really given up to Manchester United, but all I want to let you know is simple. The club of Manchester United needs to obviously get a midfielder, and I think we need two, by the way. The left number 10 with Matthias Cunha injured, obviously it's really going to be Amad Diallo in there for you, being played as a left number 10, and Bryan Mbeumo will come in through to play as a right number 10 in there for you. Leading the line, I think Joshua Zirkzee will be kept into that position and no one will obviously tamper with him, because we saw to it that towards the end of the game, crosses were brought in through and really had 3 headers directed at goal, and top saves were made by the goalkeeper of Everton, that is Jeremy Pickford, in there for you. So as it stands, that is my probable starting 11. Feel free to go in there and let me know who do you get out and who you don't get out. But it's not going to be an easy game for the club of Manchester United. Very hard game, I must say, in there for you. Now, if United is obviously playing like that, then let's see how Crystal Palace will obviously line up, because their manager also plays the same system like that of Manchester United. Obviously, our former OB is obviously going to be in between the stitches, and he goes by the names of Dean Henderson. He's going to be in between the stitches, in that particular fixture. Now, Gehi, Richards, and Lacroix, back 3, Munoz, Watson, Kamada, Michel, will obviously be played into that mid 4. Then Sa and Pino will be played as the 2 number 10s, and Mateta will obviously lead the line in there for you. So that's how we really expect them to start. But Mateta is scoring for fun. Pino, good. Sa, another threat, but Watton is that player that we have to look at, because he's really that deadly in that. If you've been following up on him in the recent games in the Premier League, you have to keep a lot of respect, put respect to his name. You understand? So let's obviously start it off with what we call the match facts. Crystal Palace have won 3 of their last 4 Premier League games against Manchester United. United has gone ahead to draw once, as many as they had in the previous 30. That is it. They had, by the way, 21 losses. Man United have failed to score in each of their last 4 Premier League games against Crystal Palace, only against Blackburn 1920 to 1922 season, and Everton 1971 to 1973 season. Have they ever failed to score in 5 consecutive league games in there? So we wait and see. Having been winless in 13 home league games against Man United between 1991 and 2021, with 4 draws and 9 losses, Crystal Palace have now won 2 of their last 4 against the Reds at Selhurst Park. They're really having an edging start. That is Crystal Palace. Man United have won just 3 of their last 26 Premier League away games against London sides. 7 draws, 16 losses, with all 3 of those victories coming against Fulham. Since the start of this run in April 2023, no side have lost more away games in the capital than the Red Devils. You understand? That is all about Manchester United. Then we head to another match fact. Only league leaders, Arsenal, have conceded fewer goals than Crystal Palace in the Premier League this season. It's the Eagles' fewest goals conceded 12 games into a league season since 1981 and 1982. Also, it was 9. So, they're a side that doesn't really concede goals, and United is a side that concedes goals. We've gone ahead to concede 19 in there. Man United's Premier League games have produced a higher expected goals total than any other side this season, 37.1. And that is Crystal Palace ranked 4th in there for you. So that is it. They are really doing great as a club of Manchester United, and their completion rate has to obviously improve. United have won just one of their last 11 games away, 4 draws and 6 losses, beating Liverpool 2-1 last month. Indeed, half of the Red Devils' away wins under Ruben Amorim, 2 out of 4, have come at home of the reigning league champions. Also 2-1 versus Man City in December 2024. So, United away from home are one of those worst performing teams. Crystal Palace are unbeaten in their last 12 Premier League home games, with 6 wins, 6 draws, only once having a longer run without defeat at Selhurst Park in the top flight, 17 between February and December 1990. So they are unbeaten in their last Premier League home games. That is Crystal Palace for you. No defender has more goal involvements in the Premier League this season than Crystal Palace's Daniel Munoz, 2 goals and 2 assists. Both of his assists came at Selhurst Park, though both of his goals have come away from home. Bruno Fernandes has created more chances than any other player in the Premier League this season, 31. While he is also one of the just 2 players along the field for them to create 11 plus from both open play, 20, and set pieces, 11. That is Bruno Fernandes for you. Now, however, matches like that, I see us being beaten by Crystal Palace. And the best result I see United getting at the Selhurst Park is a draw. I repeat it. The best result I see United getting at Selhurst Park is a draw. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but I see a draw at Selhurst Park for the club of Manchester United. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokan David has been my name. That's what I had to deliver to you here onto the United Matters channel. I know you've been highly waiting for me, and I'm here to break the story. Early morning Saturday, United versus Crystal Palace, probable starting 11 for both teams. And I've dug deep into the head-to-head stats. Now, I can't wait for your reactions in the comment section below. I'm out.